So why have you chosen to stay in Oviedo?
Why did I what?
Why have you chosen to stay in Oviedo and not move anywhere else?
I didn't have sense enough to move.
Okay. What are the benefits of living in a small town?
Everybody knows everybody, and you have to behave yourself.
Okay.
Basically, that's the truth.
You have to behave yourself?
Well, sure. Every time I got a spanking in school, I'd get one when I get home because my brothers and sisters would tell on me before I got home.
And what would happen to you if you got in trouble?
Well, I'd get a whooping.
Oh. What do you like best about the town of Oviedo?
Well, it's been good to me.
Okay. Would you like to elaborate? How has it been good to you?
Ma'am, what'd you say?
How has it been good to you?
Well, I've prospered. Can't you look around and tell? The way I'm dressed and everything.
And did you want to elaborate on how you've prospered?
How did I prosper? By living cheap.
Any advice on how to live cheap?
Don't spend money.
Oh,
Okay. Can you tell me about your life growing up in Oviedo? Where did you go to school? What did you do for fun?
Oh, I did a lot of things for fun. Some good and some bad.
Let's hear about the good ones.
Oh. I don't know.
Hunting with your dad.
What?
Going off hunting and camping with Granddad.
Oh yeah, but that wasn't school. You want to know here in Oviedo school, don't you?
Just in general, where did you go to school?
Here in Oviedo, Oviedo High.
Okay.
first through 12.
Okay.
How many people were in your class, Dad?
I think 4 or 5.
Wow. In one class?
We got a lot of attention from the teachers.
That's why you got the spanking.
What was a typical day like for you at school?
A typical day at school?
Yes.
Golly, I don't know. We went through 12 grades.
Okay. How long did you have to go to school? All day, or did you only go for like half a day?
It was all day.
All day. Okay.
We'd get out about 3:30, something like that.
Okay. What kind of subjects did you study in school?
Whatever they made us take. Reading, writing, arithmetic,
Okay.
history.
Did you have any electives?
Oh, we played baseball and basketball.
So after school was out, what did you do? Did you hang out with your friends? Did you do homework?
Oh, I'd come home and eat something and probably throw oranges at something.
Throw oranges at something?
Well, it was an orange grove here, and we had a lot of oranges, and they're just good to throw.
What'd you throw oranges at?
Whatever happened to be in sight.
Would that include an automobile from time to time?
No, I never did do that. Some of my kids did.
That's why I was hoping to catch him, because I know I got in trouble one time.
So.
How about a horse and buggy? Did you ever throw it at a horse or?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Good.
It's just practice. I like that. So baseball with my brother. He was studious. He liked to come home and read books, and I hated books, and I wouldn't read books. Well, I finally got my diploma in the 12th grade. I only went to the 11th grade, and the war came along, and I was 18 years old, and Mr. Cooper said, if you'll read a book and give a report on it, we'll give you graduation so you can go in as a high school graduate. I told him, well, that sounded good. So I got my girlfriend, she's not living now, but she made the book. She read the book, made a report, and I just copied it down, handed it in, got an A on it.
Wow. And then you were able to get your diploma.
Oh, I've been paying for that foolishness ever since.
So once you got your diploma, what did you do?
I was sworn in the Navy on my 18th birthday, 1944.
Are you comfortable telling me a little bit about what you did in the Navy?
Well, they sent us to gunner school first. We learned how to tear guns down, take them apart, put them back, and make parts for it. And then we flew in a plane. We were trained to be an aircraft, combat aircraft gunner, combat gunner. And we'd shoot at a plane, we didn't have bullets, we had a camera on the machine gun, and he'd come around, you'd have to lead him three rides at a certain point, come down to 2 rides, and then get right behind you, shoot right at him. And then they'd show us the pictures when we got back on the ground to see what we did.
How long were you in the Navy for?
Just a little, not quite 2 years. Yeah, it was over in 46. Yeah, I got out in 46, went in 44, lasted 44, and got out about the middle of 46. So I had a little less than 2 years.
When you were done in the Navy, what did you do next?
Well, we went, let's see, when the war's over, they sent us to Green Cove Springs, sent us down to Jacksonville, to Miami, stood guard duty over nothing, and kicked us around and tried to get us to join the reserve. And anybody that joined the reserve, they let them go home right then. They discharged them right then. I wouldn't join, so I stayed another week or 2, messing around, guarding nothing. And finally they turned me loose, and I was, well, I just didn't like it.
You guarded German prisoners, didn't you, at Mayport?
Yeah, at Green Cove.
Green Cove?
I believe it's Green Cove Springs, yeah. We had some, they were cooks and mess cooks. They worked in the cook. And we didn't guard them. They were.
Oh.
we were just there.
Okay. Wow. That's very interesting. And then after you were done, did you come back to Oviedo immediately after?
Well, no, I applied to go to the University of Florida because I wasn't ready to come back and go to work. I knew what was waiting on me.
So you went to Gainesville?
Yeah, I wasn't through playing.
What did you major when you...
Animal husbandry.
I'm sorry, say that again?
It's called animal science now. It was animal husbandry back then.
What was your college experience like?
Well, I had a good time. Went to all the ball games. And I never was a good student. But I came in I didn't quite make a B average. Just under a B. So I didn't get no honors, but I got a diploma. Bachelor of Science.
So what made you come back to Oviedo?
I went to work on the ranch.
On the ranch. What kind of work did you do on the ranch?
Build fences. Rode, gathered cattle, marked and branded them. Just millions of things to do. You never got through.
Bossing his boys around.
Yeah, I had a place to work all the boys. I got 4 boys, and I worked them all on the ranch. Paid them less than minimum wage. I could do it back then.
So everybody worked on the ranch as a family?
Yeah.
That kind of goes into my next question. Can you tell me a little bit about your parents? Like, what did they do for work?
Well, Daddy went to the 8th grade and went to a business school in Jacksonville for 1 year. And he came back and started raising, he had an orange grove, and he started raising celery. He cleared up 40 acres of land down there, down in Black Hammock, and he raised celery, and he made good money, and that's what he bought the ranch with. So during the Depression, there was a big demand for celery and for the soup lines and up north. People were hungry. There wasn't much nourishment to celery, but it had a good flavor, and it made them think they were eating something anyway, mostly water. But he made good money on celery, and he bought about 20,000 acres here in Seminole County in the southeastern part. And there was 4 of us to divide it amongst, and I picked the part furthest away from civilization that I didn't think would be worth anything. I didn't think anybody would bother me down there, but I found out that wasn't true.
What happened?
Well, we bordered the river, and occasionally I'd go down on a Sunday morning, and cows would be lowing and lowing. The cows would walk, come up on the high ground, and this cow had a sprung bag, and it'd keep going back lowing and lowing. So it's either a 2-legged gator or a 4-legged gator that got its calf currently. So I lost a lot of calves, but I just had to raise enough to satisfy them and me too.
And do you know what your parents did for fun?
Did I have a what?
Do you know what your parents did for fun when they were growing up here? Like, you played baseball when you were a kid. Do you know what your parents did when they were children for fun?
Oh, yeah. Daddy was raised, his father had the orange grove, and he was raised hoeing orange trees.
For fun.
Is that what they did for fun?
No, they didn't do it. He played in a band, I think. He played a clarinet, I think it was.
In the Oviedo school band?
Yeah. There's a little 2-room schoolhouse south of Oviedo at the time, and he'd walk to school. And he tells about the time that he cut through a pasture, and there's a bull in there. You had to be watching close because he'd get after you. But about all I know about that. He was a self-made, self-learned man. Came up the hard way. He died at 99 years old. They had to be tough. He said that back before they had screens in the house, they slept under mosquito nets. And And he said the only time you could go to the outhouse was at noon when all the flowers was in the house on the table. They had to be tough.
Yes, I agree.
That house is right here. It's right down here.
Yeah, I was born in that house.
He was born in the house.
Wow.
That's where he lived. My brother lives,
And Granddad was born, our grandfather was born in a house next to this one.
which is tore down now.
And it's tore down now.
Why did it get torn down?
Didn't
Age.
need it anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it was kind of a cheap house anyway, and it was getting old. I don't know. It was tore down before my time. I don't remember.
So he was born right here in Lake Charm in what year was Granddad born?
He was born in 1892.
And Dad was born in that house in 1926. 26?
Yeah.
Dad was born in the house next to it that was built in 1926. All in the same lot, all in the same property.
Bishop Nine from up north that built that house, and they lived in it 2 or 3 years. I think he would come down in the winter and spend the winter here, and they planted that orange grove. And the big freeze came along in 1895, froze the trees down. They walked off from it, left dirt dishes on the table. They picked up and left. And I think Daddy bought that house and that lot for, I think he told me $500.
Wow, that's amazing.
What you may not know, Dean, is so much of Oviedo's history is an ag, and he is one of the last remaining pioneers that remember the agriculture in Oviedo in Seminole County. He's one of the last ones to be alive to discuss that.
Of our family, I had so many aunts and uncles and first cousins, I didn't think I'd ever get rid of my aunts and uncles, but they're all gone. And I've only got 3 cousins left, and I had, I don't remember how many. But one of them's older than I am, and 2 of them's younger. And I guess Glenn will wind up being the patriot of the family, because he's the youngest. He's about 12, 14 years younger than I am. And there's Louise is about 5 years older than I am. She's still living.
So is Glenn, but he's in Nebraska? No.
New Mexico?
No, he's
Vegas.
Vegas, that's right, Vegas,
yeah.
yeah. And I've got and my other cousin is about 2 years younger than I am. She's in bad health. And Daddy says the best way to get back to the enemy is just outlive them, and that's what I've done with most of them.
Well, that's good. What are your first memories of Oviedo?
Well, we had 2 packing houses, orange packing houses. We had 2 celery wash houses. We had 2 railroads coming in here. They used to switch right here in front of this house. There was a railroad track just the other side of the road, where all those houses are now. And they'd switch. They'd come in there about 10:30, 11 o'clock, and switch to 2 o'clock in the morning. And at first it was old steam engines, and they'd just about shake you out of the bed when he'd open that thing up. And then they went to diesels, and I don't know which was the worst. Because accelerating, switching those cars, they'd put empty cars right next to the packing house and pick up the loads and take them up north.
Do you have any family stories that are particularly important to you that you'd like to share?
Well, when I was about 5 years old, I guess, I was out there playing. Mama told me not to play on that road because we had Model Ts running up and down it back then, and they was going 25, 30 miles an hour, and she said, you'll get run over. So we'd go over and play on the railroad track. And we were out there, I was out there by myself playing, and Mr. Wright was the engineer that brought the train down, and he saw me and he stopped the train, said, you want to go to the Black Hammock wash house? And I said, yes, sir. So he said, well, get in. So I climbed up in the cab with him. He carried me down to Black Hammock to the wash house and brought me back and let me off.
Where did you say it was? Black Hammock?
Yes, that's north of us about a mile.
That's where celery farms used to be.
Yeah, there was a celery packing plant down there.
What did you do when you got there?
Well, I stayed in the cab with him, and he left an empty car or two and picked up a couple of cars and come back. You just don't do things like that anymore.
Was that diesel or steam, Dad, back when?
That was an old steam locomotive.
So you rode a steam locomotive between here and Black Hammock?
Yeah.
Just hopping on the train?
The road went down in the curve and went right down to the road. And there's two railroads went there. One from Sanford, the coastline went there. By Florida Street.
Florida Avenue?
Florida Avenue, yeah.
Yeah.
And so they had two trains going to that wash house. They could get cheaper rates by having two trains.
Did you get in trouble by jumping on that train and going down to Black Hammock and back?
No, he asked me to come on.
No, but did Grandma catch you?
Oh, she didn't know anything about it.
You didn't tell her neither, did
Oh,
you?
no, I was back.
She never found out?
As far as I know, she didn't. I don't remember ever telling her. She didn't miss me anyway.
How long were you gone for?
Oh, probably an hour and a half, maybe.
How old were you?
Oh, 5 or 6 years old.
Can you imagine a train stopping for a 5, 6-year-old boy, carrying him down to Black Hammock and carrying him back?
Back in those days.
How many people lived in Oviedo back then?
What?
How many people lived in Oviedo back then?
Oh, there was about 2,000.
Yeah.
Half of them colored, and I was getting to the other half.
And everybody knew everybody?
Very often, if Daddy took us to Orlando during the middle of the week, very often we wouldn't meet an automobile between Oviedo and the city limits of Orlando. When we got to city limits, we'd start picking up a few cars. But most of the road, nothing.
So
Now, on
Oviedo's-
weekends, you'd meet cars.
Just to give you an example, how young were you when you drove a load of cows between Oviedo and
I
Kissimmee?
told you I was 12, but I was 14.
14 years old, driving a load of cattle.
I had my first heifer calf given to me when I was 12 years old. Uncle Noah Jacobs gave me my first heifer calf.
And you drove it all the way to Kissimmee?
By yourself?
Yeah.
That was Orlando.
No, we went to Kissimmee. That was before that, Orlando.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Could you imagine a 14-year-old driving between here and Kissimmee?
Well, it was just a
In a
10
car.
half truck, you know, and put about 10, 12 steers in
Yeah,
it.
10 to 12 steers.
Is that the same truck you turned over?
No, that was a pickup.
How'd you turn over a truck?
I was going around the curve too fast. I wanted to see how fast I could get around it, and it flipped over.
See, we're going to learn something here, Dina, too, through this interview.
Did you get in trouble for doing that?
Yeah, kind of.
I hope it was as much trouble as I got in when I tore up a truck one time.
Probably more.
What were holidays like in Oviedo? Like, did you have any family traditions? Were there any town celebrations?
The only time I got a holiday was when it rained so hard we couldn't work.
Oh, can I interject?
Sure.
We had a restaurant uptown at the time, and at Christmas, it was a big celebration, a big parade uptown on the main street. I mean, big for Oviedo, and people out on the sidewalks, just milling around and communicating with each other, and it was so different from what it is now. You know, that things are kind of quiet Christmas Eve, and then it was just like a big party or something uptown.
One Saturday night, Daddy'd take Mama up. She'd get groceries at the store. He parked right in front of the
Grocery store?
Slot machine.
Drugstore.
Yeah.
And they had slot machines in there. One-armed bandits, we called them. And they were legal back in those days. And I was sitting in the car with Daddy, and this one fella, kind of a ne'er-do-well in Oviedo, I call him ne'er-do-wells. He was playing that slot machine, and he hit the jackpot and got a big double handful of coins out of it and stuck it in his pocket, walked out on the street and was standing there, and Daddy said, "You watch him, he'll go right back and put every one of those coins right back in that box." And he did. We watched him put every one of them back.
And he didn't have any when he left?
You lose them all?
Oh, he put them all back in the slot machine.
Did he lose them all? I mean,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Did you have any family traditions around the holiday time?
Did I do what?
Did you have any family traditions? Like, did you go to somebody's house? Did people come over to your house? Was there something you did every year to celebrate?
Well, during Christmas, we had the orphans come from the Baptist, Methodist orphanage on the other side of Lake Harney. Lake,
No.
yeah, Lake.
Jessup.
What's the name of the Lake Sanford?
Jessup?
Yeah, Lake Jessup. And they'd come, we'd feed them, and we'd go to church, and we'd have they'd put on a short play, like, there's one of the members I remember. And one Easter, Mama bought me a white suit, and I went to, I'm not sure it was on Easter, but anyway, the mulberries happened to be ripe, and I skipped church and I walked through the woods through Mead Manor, and I got to over there at the corner of the lake, and there was a mulberry tree there. And I climbed up in that tree and went eating mulberries, and you know what they'll do to a white suit. Now that's when I got in trouble.
Uh-oh.
That tree's still standing today.
It's still there.
Yep.
How did the town celebrate the bicentennial?
The what?
The bicentennial?
Bacon.
The bicentennial, the anniversary of the Declaration.
The bicentennial. You were working on that day. You probably didn't go to the bicentennial downtown.
I don't think so.
The celebration.
Yes, he did with all of us.
Did he?
Yes, he
did.
did.
We go to the bicentennial?
We all went to bicentennial.
I don't remember that.
John drove a tractor on a
Oh, that's right. He was in the parade.
He did.
parade in it. Yes,
So
we were all
there's-
there.
So there was a parade.
Where was it? Oh, at the school or?
No, it came.
Downtown Oviedo.
Yeah, we were standing right in front of Gamage's store where the old Napa used to be at.
Oh,
Yep,
I don't remember that.
I remember it very clearly.
I've forgotten. Age has something to do with that, I think.
It's okay. So I know you already told me a little bit about your family's impact on the agricultural business in Oviedo. Is there anything else you'd like to add to that?
I don't know.
Like when your family first came to Oviedo, what's the first job your ancestors had?
Great granddad,
Yeah.
Yeah, what did he do?
caretaker.
He worked for these Yankees that came in here and built houses and planted orange trees.
Do you know what year that was?
Well, they got here in, I was thinking about 1874, I think
Yeah,
it was.
1870s.
And so ever since then, that's just been passed down through each generation to work with the orange groves and the celery.
Yeah, he finally saved him money, and he bought a little piece of land and planted a grove, and they went from there.
Yeah, but, you didn't mention the cattle. Yeah, you did.
Cattle?
Yeah.
They didn't have cattle back then.
No, not then, but he ended up with.
Oh, that was Daddy. Went to cow business.
Oh, I thought.
Great granddad was in citrus.
Yeah,
Granddad Lee was in citrus, celery, and cattle.
yeah, he bought the ranch with
The celery money.
salary money he made.
And why did he do that?
Well, he saw a lot of Sanford farmers. They were raising celery on sand. Daddy was raising celery in the muck, and he tiled it, and it had flow wells. He could and pockets where he could adjust the water, get the water just the right height, and he just raised better celery than they raised at Sanford. And he saw those Sanford farmers, so many of them going broke. It cost so much, I think $500 an acre back then it cost to raise celery. That was a lot of money. And he was afraid us boys would follow him in the celery business and go broke. So he thought, well, if he bought land and got some cows and got us in the cow business, we probably wouldn't make much, but we'd have something to eat. And so that's the reason he went in the cow business.
Okay.
What did he buy land for over the years that he bought it? About an average price.
About $5 an acre.
Where did they ship the celery to? Was it in the state of Florida? Was it up north?
Oh, I'd go up north, big cities up there.
I thought Granddad told me the reason why he got out of the celery business is because they started opening up these larger muck farms in around Okeechobee,
Yeah.
over Lake Apopka, and he told me that he said he was either going to have to get bigger and move or get out, and he was at the age to get out.
The story I heard was what Dad told me. Granddad told me the story Dad did.
Really?
The vegetable industry was so spiky back then. I mean, you have boom and bust years.
Well, that yeah,
And
he
the cow
he did.
prices
He
were
did.
a
I
lot
remember
more
him
steady.
saying that too.
Remember that?
Yeah.
He wanted to get into a business that was more steady and not the boom and bust cycles that the vegetable farmers had.
I broke even most years. Most years I try to make enough I tried to make my exemption, income tax exemption, and I went years and years. I tried to pay just a few bucks every year. There was only about 4 years that I made any money. And I took that money and I bought bonds, and in 1980, I bought bond 13. I bought $100,000 bond for 13 3/8% government bond, and another one for 13 7/8. And they were long-term bonds, and they came due in around 1990, along in there somewhere. And I cried all the way to the bank. But I got my money back 3 times in interest during those years. And then I started buying stock with the interest I got out of the bond. And that's what I've lived on.
Wow.
You were in the cow business for 40 years.
Yeah.
And only 4 years, I know we didn't have any money, but only 4 years you made money.
Well, did I give you boys everything you wanted?
Yeah, you did.
No, I gave you everything you needed.
Everything we need.
That's more accurate.
He taught us how to work hard and save money.
You'd make a little bit of money in certain years.
I was making my exemption about what I was living on.
Really? Huh.
I remember you told somebody that was interviewing you, and you told somebody that you made, your income was some years would be $100,000, and some years you would end up with 100. The 100,000 was for the year, and the 100 was for a month.
1971, 2, and 3, I made money those years. Cow prices were high, and I had a lot of calves. And in 1979, I made a lot of money on 79. So there was 3 or 4 years I made good money. $100,000 a year I'd clear. And I've done that 3 or 4 times, and that's what I bought bonds with. And the money from the bonds, I bought stock, and I've done real well. That's the reason I say Oviedo's been good to me, because I've prospered.
From the cattle industry.
The cows and the bonds and the stock, yeah.
Okay, excellent. What's the most exciting thing that's happened in Oviedo, in your opinion?
Well, I don't remember it happened, but it happened. They blew up the bank, and I don't know what year it was. You boys know?
That was
It was before 40. It was at the end of the getting toward the end of the recession.
30s.
Is either late 20s or early 30s.
30s. You told me a story that was exciting one time when the teacher told you that the packing house was on fire.
Oh yeah, I jumped out the window. They didn't tell us. We saw it. We saw the smoke coming from Lake Charm. We were up in Oviedo High School, and our home room was on the first floor. Had these big tall windows, you know. And we saw that smoke and said, oh my goodness, packing house, something's on fire bad. And we jumped out the window.
Teacher tried to stop you too, didn't she?
Yeah, and said, oh, you can't do that. I said, oh yeah, we can. And we just left. Ran down the railroad and watched the packing house burn down.
Just you or your classmates as well?
Some.
Oh, there's 3 or 4 of those.
What, now, where was that packing house?
Lake Charm, St. Charm Fruit Company.
Right down here.
No, I remember that packing house.
No, you don't.
Well, okay, what did I watch burn? You walked me down there. It wasn't the packing house. What was it?
It was a packing house. Yes, it was.
Did they rebuild that packing house after it burned down when you were a kid?
Yeah.
They must have rebuilt it, because I remember the packing house
Yeah,
right here.
You're right.
Burning.
I was in bed here, And
We were watching Tora
Yeah.
Yeah.
It went up in
when
flames.
it went up, and we took off down the road.
It's about a mile down the road here.
Right.
So,
Another fire we watched, when school let out at 3:30, we were, old man Kelsey drove the school bus. It was a Model T and had a wooden body on it. And we started out, and he looked up on the hill on the right, and his folks' house was on fire up the right, and he turned up there and stopped right opposite that house. And we sat there in that school bus. I was in the first or second grade. Stopped right there in front of that house and watched it burn down.
The bus driver's own house?
We watched the house burn down.
Was it the school bus driver's house?
His parents'
Yeah.
house.
His
It
parents'
was his
house.
parents'
Oh.
house. Well, it was his house. It was the old man Kim. It was these Kelseys. We know it was his daddy.
Yeah.
His old man.
Having lived in Oviedo for most of your life, how would you say the community has changed?
Well, we used to be full of farmers.
Mhm.
Everything was agriculture. We had produce leaving here all during the winter. And now all we've got is houses and people. They pushed the cows out. No agriculture. It's
orange groves are now housing developments.
orange grove you can't. Greenings come in. I think it's hard to raise an orange grove anymore.
Do you think that's had a positive or a negative impact on the community?
Well, it depends on how you look at it.
It's positive for me, I can tell you that.
How is it positive for you?
I'm a banker.
Okay.
So I'm in the business.
Okay. And for you? Positive, negative?
Well, I hate to leave the yard. I hate getting an automobile anymore. There's so much traffic. And that's no fun.
The lifestyle is negative, definitely. What's happened to the lifestyle is negative. From a business standpoint, it's been positive for many businesses, but certainly not the lifestyle we had growing up.
How would you describe a typical day growing up for you?
Starting when?
School age.
Now?
When you were in school.
Oh,
Like on the weekends. What would you do on the weekends? You would wake up around what time?
well, I'd get up 4 o'clock. I kept the horse up here in this little barn. I'd feed my horse, and I'd go back and eat breakfast, fix the lunch. And I'd come back to saddle that horse, and I'd ride him to Chulota. Meet Uncle Noah Jacobs there, and we'd ride down on Big Prairie, and he always carried a croaker sack with corn in it. He'd roof over his corn of his saddle. We'd ride down there, and we'd see some pigs, and he'd holler, "Well, son!" They'd come running. He'd throw out a handful of that corn, and I would come up there, and he'd study those hogs. And we'd ride on a little further and see more pigs. He talked more with the hogs than he did cows, because they were, well, they'll have 6 or 8 pigs, and they breed 2 litters a year, and that was their money. And they ate a lot of pork. They ate more pork than they did beef. And down at Kissimmee Market, the first thing they did, they sold the hogs first, and then they'd sell the cows. You don't see a hog in them anymore. It's different. And
About how old were you, Dad, when you did that?
I was 12, 13 years old.
You rode a horse between here and Chileota.
Yeah.
Did you spend the night there? Did you camp out?
I'd come back.
You'd ride the horse back?
Yeah.
That's a full day.
In a full day.
How long would it take you to get to Chileota?
Well, I'd gallop about half the time and walk half the time, and it'd take about an hour.
Is there anything else you'd like to share? Will there be stories about yourself, your family?
Well, Uncle Noah used to carry, he'd carry a tin can with a wire loop over it, and he'd have a jar of coffee. He'd have some cornbread. He'd have a sweet potato, and he'd have white bacon. And we'd stop to eat, and he'd build up a fire, and he'd get him a palmetto stick, stick it in the ground, and hang up. He'd get water out of the branch. He'd put it over that fire, and that water get to boiling. And then he'd take another stick, put a slice of white bacon on it, and hang it over the fire. And then he'd pour him a handful of coffee in that thing, and he'd drink it, and yeah, those were good times.
Well, I don't have any more questions for you unless there's anything else you wanted to share. It's been a real pleasure talking to you.
Here's a picture of me and my dad, my older brother. I roosted turkeys.
Oh my goodness.
And I took my brother we both killed a turkey.
What's in the middle?
And that's my dad in the middle. He's got a wildcat. He killed a
Oh.
wildcat. It was legal to do it back in those days. And you could shoot turkeys off the roost then, you can't anymore. We've lost our freedom, haven't we?
And so that would be your dinner for the night?
No, we'd clean them. We'd clean them and take them home and we'd cook them, but it wouldn't be for the night. No, whenever.
Okay. So you survived a lot off the land. A lot of your food you got through hunting, raising cattle, things like that.
Yeah, I used to I'd take a cow that didn't have a calf. She'd miss having calves, and maybe 2 years to miss it. So you can't afford to keep a cow like that. So she'd get fat because she didn't have any calf pulling on her. And I'd take her and put her in the pen and feed her about 6 weeks. And then I'd have them butchered and we'd freeze it. And I used to eat a rib steak every morning for breakfast and have about that much fat on it. I'd eat all that fat and want more. And that gave me a heart attack when I was 68. And I thought I'd been retired for 3 years. I thought, oh Lord, is this all you're gonna give me, 3 years? I almost died.
Aww.
And he told me, he said, you'll be back in 6 months or a year unless you change your ways. And I said, well, how do I change my ways? He said, quit eating that fat. So I started eating turnip greens and mullet.
Do you still ever eat steak sometimes?
Well, I don't often. But I figured, I've been 20 years ago or better.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time and for sharing your stories. I appreciate you guys letting me come in.
Okay.